Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mori Crossing and today we're going to be doing a very big build. It's going to be a European style town it's going to be London basically, but in a very stylized manner because we're doing the entrance to Diagon Alley, which is based in London. If you don't know, it looks like this-ish because it's not really shown much in the movies so much, but the Leaky Cauldron, which is the entrance to Diagon Alley, is described as just kind of a rundown old pub, so let's get to it. I wanted this build to be pretty big and I wanted it to kind of fit in with my resident services because I had no idea how to fit in my resident services with this Harry Potter island. If you don't know, this is an entirely Harry Potter island. I've done a bit of Diagon Alley behind, which I haven't shown yet because I think I'm going to be reworking it. But yeah, so there's kind of like a similar kind of brick, but I like this brick better than the resident services brick, to be honest. I will be skipping over some of the building parts because there was a lot of terraforming, a lot of putting floors down, a lot of everything. And if you're wondering which house I'm using Bones' house because although Bones is my perfect Ron, because Ron's Patronus is a Jack Russell, and because Bones is just adorable. And he's also got a bit of ginger on him, so I felt that he would fit perfectly as Ron, but I didn't think his house could really have much to do with Ron, so I decided to, and it's not very magical as well, I decided to put it in this much more normal looking street. You can actually see Bones' house just behind there. So here, this build took me several days and many hours to complete because I cut out a lot of the decision-making process, of course. Otherwise you would have been here for a long time watching me trying to put different simple panels down in just the same location again and again. But yeah, so I got a lot of inspiration from my island tour video of the elegant European town, which wasn't actually based in London, but I changed up some of the designs. And but yeah, I was really influenced by the way she put these log benches up top and like fences, like the spooky fence and the fireplaces. So yeah, that was a real inspiration. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will put it right here and go check it out because Rico is incredibly talented. Go check her out. So I've got kind of brick design, I've got the kind of cottage Tudor look. London's such an old city that I feel that having like lots of different kinds of buildings is really important to me. And so I wanted to add a bit of colour, so I added the flower cart there. And we move on to the other side. This is quite a long street, as you might be able to tell. I've seen a lot of people use these bunk beds. No, loft bed. It's not the bunk beds, it's the loft bed. As a sort of way of terraforming without terraforming. And I added a few random like trophy cases and other like antique wardrobes behind just to give it a little bit more depth. And I love the hedges in winter. Oh my god, don't they just look so nice with a little bit of snow? It's been a while since I've been on this island. I've been mainly working on my Japanese island, which is my second island. I've been really into making that, but after making this build, I'm actually really excited about the future builds on this island. I'm going to do a canal in front of this area, plus some more buildings, which will lead to the Ministry of Magic. I'm going to use like a Mario pipe as a way to get to the Ministry of Magic. I'm going to put it behind a, what's it called? Phone box, that's the word I'm looking for. Because if you know in the books, and I think in the films too, they use a phone box as a way for visitors to enter the Ministry of Magic. But this isn't in this build, that's going to be in the next build. So yeah, just putting more simple panels up here, some different designs. I wanted to make that alcove a bit darker, almost like some sort of, I don't know, corridor, is that what it's called? No, alley. And I put a tree up here. You can't really see it, but I liked it just kind of popping out the top. It made me laugh anyway. I really wish that we could see what the custom designs were for the simple panels that we put down, because it took me so many times to try and work out which simple panel was which. Maybe I should have been more organised with how I made them, but, you know, no one's got time for that. So Bones has moved in here, and it's the next day, so it's decorating time. I decided to put next to the resident services a little cake slash patisserie shop, and next to that a small eatery or a cafe. Aren't these custom designs just beautiful? I'm actually so hungry looking at this right now. And that's the only Sanrio item I decided to use for this build. I wish that I could have used more, but they were all a bit too bright for, I would say, London. Get to use the Mum's Tea Cozy, which is one of my fave items because I just love tea, and the tea cozy is just so pretty. All the different designs are just unique and cute. I decided to put some barrels, so it kind of looks a bit more old school London, but with the items that we have in this game, I just felt that old school worked better than more recent. There's not really many items that I would say fit a kind of current London, but maybe that's just me. Because we don't really have billboards in the same way as Japan. Like, I couldn't really go city core with it. As well as Harry Potter being technically based in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, right? At this point. When does the books end? I'll put it, I'll leave it to editing Charlotte to do. So this is when technically the series ended, a little while ago. And I found this awesome Union Jack design. I just had to put it somewhere. I thought it was really cute, just how small it is. I'm not sure we'd really have many Union Jacks flying, but I guess with some government buildings in London maybe. And I felt that bench was a bit too like standoutish, so I switched to the garden fence. And I decided to kind of enclose the street. So this is obviously some sort of pedestrian street. I decided to enclose it with the hedges and the spooky fencing. And here I decided to make a kind of little clothes stall, or like a clothes shop, but it looks more like a stall here. Again, working with items in Animal Crossing, you've always got to make kind of representations really rather than real things. At least that's what I feel like. You kind of make your own versions of something rather than it being exactly what it should look like. And I got this really cute Leaky Cauldron sign. So that's the actual pub there. I went with the brown telephone box rather than the iconic red one because it stood out too much. What do you guys think? Would you use the red one to indicate that it's London? Or would you keep it within the colour scheme like I did? Please do let me know in the comments. I added a little kind of restaurant area, adding this sign and a little umbrella stand. And I really like adding things that you can walk through, like the leaf piles and the scattered papers. I didn't feel like the scattered papers would work here so much because the only custom designs I have are like for the Sirius Black wanted posters, which I don't feel like would be in Muggle cities, but maybe they would, who knows. I found that actually I made the street a bit shorter than I thought I did. I thought I gave myself plenty of space, but in the end I left some kind of gaps with the bottom bit, and I think I'll be putting some bridges over the river/canal that I'm going to put next to this area. And on this side, it's kind of just a little like fruit area. I was thinking maybe like a little pub kind of area. I could have added a wine glass, but I felt like that looked a bit like a jar of Pims. If you've never had Pims, I don't know how to explain it. It's an alcoholic drink where you put the alcohol of Pims in it with some lemonade and a bunch of fruit and cucumbers. It's just so lovely to have on a summer's day, cannot tell you. Adding some final touches. I wanted to extend the shop out a little bit more. And I also wanted to add some trees, but I didn't want them to cover up too much, so I decided to put them this far out instead. And also some bushes here. Keeping to a kind of, I guess, the kind of a brick plus brown, plus a little bit of green and a little bit of pink are the colours I decided to go for here. Mainly brown and blacks. I just had to put some pink windflowers down because I think the windflowers are my favourite. Then second favourite are the hydrangeas. They both look beautiful. How about you? What's your favourite plant and what do you use around your island the most? Because I think it's between windflowers and the like kind of red tulips on this island anyway. Oh, and the green mums, of course. Sorry, can't forget those. And here I decided to leave in where Marshall asked me to go on a treasure hunt. And it was one of the short ones, like a short amount of time. And he was like, oh, it's quite tough. It's a little tougher than usual. Oh, where could it... Wait, is this it? Literally the fastest and easiest treasure hunt I've ever done in my life. I just wanted to put that on record and so that you guys could see it. So yeah, I just put the finishing touches on everything and here we go. So this is the final build and I really love this build, honestly. Other than maybe my Hogwarts build, which I was really proud of. I think this isn't my new favourite area on my island, even though it's not that Harry Potter-y. It's just so pleasing to look at. Oh man, perspective builds are so fun. Especially I've learnt that doing them like kind of horizontally to you is so much better than like doing like a corridor. I've been really struggling with the Diagon Alley part because I did it straight on. So from this, I'm definitely going to make some changes and yeah, I'm just so happy with the build. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this build and thank you again to Moringa for the inspo. I loved touring her video. If you want to see that video, I will link it here and in the description. If you want to see more videos like this, why not hit that subscribe button? Or if you want to help the channel out, feel free to become a member, aka a tea leaf or a golden tea leaf. These are my current lovely golden tea leaves. Thank you everyone who's become a member. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!